Hey Glam Fam, welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing episode 12 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we pick up the next morning after that mini argument between Kandi and Drew regarding Bolo Gate and whether she kissed LaToya or not. So Kenya and Monyetta are talking, and Kenya talks about how Kandi came to her afterwards to confirm. Y'all know how Kandi get when somebody call her a liar. She is gonna get everybody she knows to confirm that she is not lying. Even though this is really stupid to me. We all know that they kissed. And yeah, like I said last week, Kenya said the same thing. She don't understand why Drew is lying. Girl, we already confirmed this. Like, what are we talking about? So then Monyetta tells us something that we didn't see. So apparently Marlo was recording the whole thing and she just sent it to LaToya, but that's not all.
Marlo took video footage of this and sent the footage to LaToya.
Girl, why?
And then LaToya sent it to Drew.
Oh.
Yes. Girl.
Like, bitch, why you over here talking about me? Okay.
Drew immediately called her.
I never kissed her mouth. She never kissed my mouth.
Y'all Toya did kiss your mouth, dog. Why you lying?
But you said I was pulling away.
So then LaToya calls Kandi to clear her name. Girl, what? So LaToya denying it too?
We kissed. We never kissed, girl. That was such a bold-faced lie.
So is this why LaToya comes back? Is this how we introducing her back? Because we did see that she does come back. So then the ladies are meeting in the lobby for their festivities for the next day. Drew and Sheree get there first. So Drew is telling her everything that happened the previous night, Marlo recording, all of that stuff. And Drew was just really confiding and venting to Sheree as if Sheree really cared. Like, she literally just showed you that she's a snake. She just had you crying walking out the restaurant. So at this point, if Sheree betrays you, girl, it's your fault. She talking about Marlo ain't her friend. She talking about Kenya ain't her friend.
I never saw Kenya. We was like passing trains.
But that's your other friend.
Well, guess we're learning a lot, aren't we? About friends and who's not friends. So right now, I'm looking at everybody with a side eye.
Sheree gonna go tell these people. Like, what is it about Sheree that these ladies just don't? Like, Kenya still is friends with Sheree. Kandi still considers Sheree a friend. Drew is still here trying to vent. It's like, what is, they don't see? What don't they see? Like, I don't know. So basically, Drew feels like she can't trust nobody because everybody's calling her out on lying. So she feel like everybody else lying on her and she can't trust nobody. And she keeps calling Kandi a liar. And I really think that's gonna tick Kandi off because y'all know Kandi don't like being called a liar. So I think when she watches this back, if she hasn't seen it already, she's gonna be really pissed. She's probably gonna be pissed at her speak on it. So then Monyetta has even more tea. So apparently all of the girls minus Drew were convincing Courtney or really warning her about her cousin-in-law, aka the actress Drew Sidora. And according to Monyetta, Courtney done fell for it. She did not defend her cousin against the ladies. And they did all of this with Monyetta sitting in the room. So I mean, and now she done told Kenya, which at this point everybody know except Drew because Kandi's gonna know eventually. So all of the girls arrive in the lobby minus Kandi because she done left again. So the other ladies get on the bus and they head to the sound bath. All the way there, they talk about Monyetta and how she used to be a rapper. So she did a little something that was pre-written.
Y'all got a great been sitting on buttons, but when it comes to my life, y'all bitches don't know nothing. I done been in competitions with the baddest models. I done popped most models and you bitches straight water.
Now, if I were her, I would have lied and said it was a freestyle when Kenya asked me. Now in the other bus, Drew is starting to notice that Courtney's energy is a little different. It's a little off. So she knows something is going on. So then they arrive to the sound bath, you know, the thing that we saw in the trailer.
Concentrate on your breathing. Don't try to.
Now the girls are getting emotional, you know. They thinking about all their personal issues they got going on. Marlo, on the other end, is in heaven and she is peaceful and she's thinking about Scotland. So the girls go sit for lunch and Sheree starts opening up to them about her fibroids and how somebody recommended a witch to her. Now, I don't know about that and all that spell work. I don't know about that. So then they start talking about the previous night and how Drew was lying, and Drew immediately gets uncomfortable. So Marlo starts, giving her input. Drew gets upset with her because she recorded. But what we find out is that Monyetta recorded as well. And Monyetta started stuttering, child. She done turned into Sheree. She done turned into Monyetta Whitfield. So then Drew just went off on Marlo. Like, it was so unwarranted.
The table on you, bitch. Don't try me.
You're upset because you're lying?
What does this matter to you?
Why don't you worry about getting your case exposed? Those are the dead hair follicles that you can't get to grow.
Like, girl, you're lying. Why are you upset with Marlo? And Monyetta recorded you as well. So Drew goes in, after that. Then Kenya calls Courtney out and she goes, do you have something to say to Drew regarding what you heard the previous night? And, Monyetta chimes in. She tries to call it out, call out the collusion amongst the ladies. I'm going to add that word to my vocabulary. So, that gets Courtney upset. All of the liars getting upset. So Courtney went off on Kenya because Kenya wasn't there. So she feel like Kenya is, this ain't her place. So the girls are going at it and Sheree just loses it.
You are a freaking embarrassment. I don't even know. I'm taking my wine with you bitches.
This wine is amazing. I know that.
You leaving?
Where you going, Sheree?
This is too much. Sheree, don't sweat it.
And she starts crying again. I'm over Sheree crying. Who is this new lady? Sheree don't never be crying like that. Crying every 2 seconds as if she really care if these ladies getting along. So then Drew and Courtney, they have a little discussion on the side about Marlo because Drew wants to warn her about Marlo and how she recorded her and stuff. But Courtney feels like this is no different from Monyetta recording. And Monyetta even admitted that there was no difference.
What is the difference between you recording and Marlo?
Oh, there's not a difference between me recording and Marlo recording. The difference goes when you're sending this videotape to someone that's not in the group. That's the difference.
She basically said the only difference was that Marlo sent it to somebody, but she only sent it to LaToya because it was about LaToya. It's not like it was just a random person. Candy was calling people. Then she called Shamia, and then she went to Kenya's room. So, there really isn't a difference, like Monyetta said at first. The ladies head out to dinner. More talk about Sheree and Martell, cringy FaceTime calls. Then they talk about how Ralph stopped going to counseling. And this divorce thing is just building and building and building. It's crazy to watch. Sonya heads to the restroom and Kenya tries to steal her drink. So then they start talking about the previous night again and how when Marlo was recording and sending it to LaToya, she had an ulterior motive and she admits it. But Sonya calls Monyetta out for the collusion comment and how it's kind of the same thing as far as like a breach of trust. And Monyetta apologizes in like this little funny passive aggressive way.
Part of that. So I have nothing to do with that. Okay, I apologize. I offended anyone by the wording of it. Okay, great.
So then Marlo tries to apologize and Drew goes in, not like in, but she goes in on her a little bit again. And I just don't understand why she's so upset. So then someone says something about karma. I think Marlo, I can't remember. Somebody said something about karma. So then that prompted them to bring up the Courtney thing because, she said Kenya falling was karma. They end up getting into it. And I'm not gonna lie, Courtney low-key got Kenya together.
To say something as horrific as it's karma, it shows me that you are heartless.
I can tell you a lot of things that you do that are horrific.
You said 6 months ago.
What's a cheater? Always a cheater. Piece of
Look at how you treat people. Ain't no loyalty in it. The bitch sold her pussy for a bag. Right.
I'm done. I said it. You're right. I said karma is
You
real.
said what you said, and what you said was some bullshit.
I said I hope you were okay.
No, you didn't.
And
You didn't know what happened to me. No, she said, I hope you're okay.
Yeah,
she did not.
she knows that she was there.
Okay, Courtney, I'm done with you.
Keep falling and busting your ass and being mean, and then you'll
Yeah, so that was that. The next day, they go to a wine tasting. It's the last day. So Marlo confronts Drew because she received a text from Ralph regarding their argument from the previous night because Marlo had brought Ralph up.
Marlo, I understand that you're seeing disrespectful things about me.
Do you file taxes, Marlo?
You can Google that, baby. Your husband's in technology. You use public information. I forgave you for the disrespectful things you said about me last year, and now it's getting old. Please keep my name out your mouth.
And yes, she brought Ralph up, but it wasn't, she didn't say anything to the extent where he needed to text her, so that shouldn't have happened. So I like the way Marlo handled it.
I apologize to your husband. I'm not going to text him because he's a man. I'm going to just talk to his wife who delivered the message to him.
But that didn't really turn into anything, like an argument or anything. They ended up moving on quickly. So the night ends on a good note. They end up dancing with the pilgrims, as Drew calls it. The episode ends there. The trip was basically a flop, but they somewhat had fun. So next week is Candy's Peach event where we see LaToya, and they talk about this whole situation.
Ladies have my name in their mouth all the way in Portugal.
I'm not sure if Toya's going to tell her truth or if she's gonna throw me under the bus.
Y'all not gonna be sitting up here trying to act like I'm making up lies about y'all.
Drew confronts Marlo Ralph confronts Marlo once again, which is unnecessary.
When Drew was telling me about what was being said about me, that was a little disrespectful.
And then finally, we see Cynthia Bailey. So yeah, I thought this episode was pretty good. The trip did pick up a little bit. Last week was a little, I don't know, the trip was a little whack, but this week was better. I enjoyed the trip this week better than last week. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about everything in the comments down below. Stay happy, healthy, and all of that good stuff, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.